I wrote that album from like a hopeful place. Like these are the things that I wanna feel one day.
I've already gone into detail about the issues behind mental health, discussing the reasons why it is so hard to talk about and overcome. If that interests you, I'll leave a link to my entire mental health series in the description. With this video, I wanted to shift my focus onto the teenage demographic and discuss the specific reasons why mental health has become such a big problem in this age group. I believe that for a lot of people, mental issues usually originate around this time, and that is no coincidence. There are a lot of systems present when you are a teenager that can harm one's mental health. While there are many unique angles to look at, all share a commonality. They target and destroy the feeling of self-worth. All of the issues I will be talking about cause someone to feel unvalued, which is probably one of the worst feelings that you could have. If you find what I have to say interesting, feel free to leave a like and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Okay, let's get started. Unfortunately, the truth is that having good looks will benefit you a lot as a teenager. You'll be treated differently and placed on the top of the high school hierarchy. While being attractive is nothing to be ashamed of, a problem arises when you realize that a majority of teens, even people who are good looking, go through confidence and self-esteem issues when it comes to how they look. Where does this come from? Your teenage years are supposedly the time when you learn to accept yourself for who you are. What happens when this class system of attractiveness is constantly put in your face every day? You struggle to accept how you look and feel like your appearance must improve in order for you to feel comfortable. The thing is though, this is something that is completely out of your control. Yes, you can work out and be physically fit. What if you don't like your chin or think your eyes are a little too far apart? Every teenager is stuck in this system, even if they acknowledge that it's superficial. If you are a teenager right now, I have two pieces of advice for you. First, your looks will improve. It's funny how looks matter the most at a time when everyone is going through so much change. It is almost natural to get better looking as you get older. I'll use myself as an example. I would say one of my weaker features is my large nose, and this was much more obvious when I was 14. 4 years later, my nose is still pretty big, but the rest of my face has changed to where it is much less obtrusive. The point is, your appearance will change, so just don't get too down on yourself if there are a couple features you aren't too fond of. Secondly, the looks hierarchy as a teenager is very similar to materialism. It is a marketing scheme, a temporary draw. It might instigate a feeling of pleasure or excitement, but in the long term, looks never win. What will always remain victorious is good character and morals. So never feel inferior if you aren't on top, because at the end of the day, this system is just a temporary structure that ends once you graduate. A lot of people talk about how social media's number system harms how teens view themselves. But let's talk about the grading system for a bit, because it definitely has a similar effect. School is essentially a game of transactions. You do X, Y, and Z to receive a good grade in a class. The glaring issue with this system is that it favors certain types of people and is very hard on other groups. People who have good memorization and test-taking skills have a much easier time in school than everyone else. Or it's the people who will mindlessly work hard in school simply because they feel it is the only option to success in the future. Notice how I didn't use the word intelligence at all. That's because in the real world, a person is not intelligent based on their GPA. But we have been conditioned to believe that the people with A's are smart and the people with C's are stupid. Like I said in the intro, all these systems hinder one's self-worth, and this is no exception. If you are in this system and don't have the best grades, you might feel like you aren't as valuable as someone who has higher stats than you. I haven't even mentioned the amount of stress and pressure that getting good grades inflicts on teenagers. It just further plays into the harm of one's mental health. If someone is struggling, not only might they feel unintelligent, but they'll become more stressed to try to improve those grades for their college transcript. Is there any way to fix this? Well, as I said earlier, intelligence is not defined by grades, but let's go a little bit further. What does it mean for someone to be intelligent? I believe there are a ton of ways you can have this label. Creativity, wit, and cleverness are just a few qualities that come to mind when thinking about true intellect. Even broader, just being knowledgeable in a field definitely classifies as being intellectual. Or alternatively, your ability to teach others how to do something, whether that be knowledge-based or a skill. The point is, grades are probably the least important indicator of true intelligence, so never let them define how you view yourself. Sticking on the topic of being conditioned by society, there is an enormous pressure once you reach the age of 18 to figure out what you want to do. More significantly, there is a forced sense of speed that you must meet in order to become successful. For most people, the path that opens is college, then internships, then a career. There is little time to think about if this path is right for you, because society tells you that you have to get on this boat right after high school. So how do teenagers play into this? Well, every teen is very aware of this structure in life, and it plays a significant role in how they might or might not set goals for themselves once they graduate. There are two main feelings that cause the most harm. 1. If I don't succeed quickly, then I have no value and am a failure. 2. Because I need to succeed quickly, I'm going to take a safe path instead of trying stuff out because that has the lowest risk. These two sentiments create a toxic mindset that can lead to a life of feeling unsatisfied and always wondering, what if? If you are struggling to overcome this, listen up because this might help you. Simply put, we're all from the same species, so there is no difference of value between us. I don't care if someone is a celebrity, athlete, president, at the end of it, we're all human beings. So with that said, being successful is the last thing that should quantify your value. But I'm not saying you shouldn't strive to be successful. Just know that there are so many different paths to reach that point. Also, take a step back and realize how much time you have. Let's say you wanted to start something at 18 and put 2 years of work into it, and failed. Okay, you're 20. So you try something else out, but this one doesn't work out either. So you're 22. See where I'm going with this? In conclusion, do not put unneeded pressure on yourself to figure out your purpose after graduation. You literally have decades to accomplish this. And as long as you're looking, you're doing it right.
I had to kind of give in to the pain a little bit because I've been fighting it for so long, and I had to give in to the pain because that was the only way I was going to heal.
Before you go, I want to offer you a challenge. In the next week, try to remind someone that they have value. It doesn't have to be in an upfront manner, but see if you can show someone that they have meaning. You never know how badly someone might need to be reminded of that fact. I realize that this video wasn't exactly diving into the mental health issues themselves, but I wanted to talk about where I think they originate. I hope you still found this video to be helpful, and if you have any thoughts you want to get out there, don't hesitate to leave them in the comments below. I will probably do a second part to continue this focus around teens, so let me know if that interests you by leaving a like. Also, feel free to subscribe if you want to be updated on all the videos I post. As always, this has been Dark Horse, and I will see you in the next video.
'Cause day and night, the lonely stoner seems to free his mind at night.